Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, this is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing. We are glad in it. Happy Monday. Welcome, my brothers, my sisters, my family members and friends from around the world. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. Today is Monday, June the 10th, 2024. It's a beautiful day here in the Buckhead community of Atlanta. You are watching the Ramon Preston Show. We have an amazing discussion and maybe some interaction with you on today's show. And what I'm going to be sharing with you today is really centered around a very important question for you as an entrepreneur, for you as a small business owner, for you as a leader, whether it's ministry leadership or business leadership. My discussion today is going to be centered around a very important question. And that question that I am asking, and I'm going to give you some answers to, is where's your focus? Where's your focus? Where's your focus? We need to get you as an entrepreneur, you as a small business owner, you as a leader in your community, in your family. We need to get you focused. And maybe you have been focused, but you lost some of your focus. So we're going to get you refocused. We're going to make sure the lens through which you see life, success, legacy, business, we're going to make sure that the lens is clear. So do me a quick favor. If you're watching the show live right now in this 12 o'clock hour, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know your boy, Ramon Preston, my squad. We're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And you, my friends, are watching the Ramon Preston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramon Preston. And I do my best every day to show up here live, to share information with you, to give you the game. I'm not the next best thing since sliced bread, okay? I don't have all the answers. I haven't reached the pinnacle of my success. However, for over 20 years, I've been a leader in ministry. I've been a leader in business. And I have learned a tremendous amount of things in over 2 decades. I've made a lot of mistakes. I still make a lot of mistakes. But one thing nobody can't say about me is I ain't gonna show up. For over 20 years, I've showed up every day, despite mistakes, despite ups and downs, despite losses, and even in the midst of wins. And I continue to evolve. I continue to work towards reinventing myself. And guess what? I continue to reset the focus button of my personal, professional, and financial life. And so I share information with you on this show. All the content that I share on social media, it's all about helping you as an entrepreneur get to the next level. So even if you're not a man or woman of faith like I am, even if you don't have a congregation like my wife and I do, even if you're not called to do ministry, guess what? You may just be an individual who wants to go further in life, personally, professionally, financially. What I share with you on this show is going to help. So on today's show, we're going to be talking about how to get focused. Where should you put your focus? So if you could do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, and put in the comments what city are you watching me from today? What city, what state, I don't know, what country? Maybe you're on another planet. Where are you watching the Ramon Preston Show from? I want to give a quick shout out to my man Carnell. Appreciate you, bro, for being in the chat today. My team and I, we thank you for always continuing to support the show, support the movement, being a student in our Millionaire Blueprint, being a member of our business community. We certainly appreciate you. The question, my targeted goal is to be focused on focusing as well as being committed to consistency. Yeah, that's the question today. And this is the question that I'm going to answer today. Now, if you're watching on Instagram, unfortunately, I'm not going to see any comments or questions you have in the chat unless you're streaming with us on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Threads. But my team, they will definitely pull the questions if you have a question in Instagram. Nevertheless, wherever you're watching us from, thank you for joining us today. It's a beautiful Millionaire Monday here. I hope and pray that it's a beautiful Millionaire Monday where you are, and I want to give you some game. So my question to you today is, where's your focus? As an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, where's your focus? Well, I'm going to share with you and show you 3 areas you need to get focused on and 3 areas you need to get focused in, okay? So if you're taking notes, I want you to write these 3 areas down. I want you to know where you should get focused in, where you should get focused on, and how do you get focused in those specific areas. So the first area you need to be focused on is the area of your portion of the market. Remember, I'm talking to entrepreneurs. I'm talking to go-getters. I'm talking to small business owners. I'm talking to ministry leaders. If you're not thinking about becoming successful in business or in your finances, I'm not talking to you, unfortunately. You're just spectating on the sideline. But if you really bout it, and you want to take your life to the next level, you're not satisfied with just the average, ordinary life. You're not satisfied with making just enough money to get by. You're not satisfied with doing what everybody else is doing, and you want to separate yourself from the crowd. What I'm saying to you is you have to get focused. You have to get focused. And the first area you need to get focused in and on is the area of your portion of the market. Now, what do I mean by your portion? The key word is portion. Your portion. So for example, if your parents left you an inheritance, okay, and they put this inheritance in a trust, they wrote a will specifying, highlighting, detailing what belongs to you. Well, whenever you receive that inheritance, whenever you receive whatever they wrote in the will and put in the trust for you, once you receive it, that is your portion. Now, even if you have to wait for a certain period to expire, or for a certain timeline, or you got to get a certain age to receive your inheritance, if you read the will and you see inside of the will that you're going to inherit a certain amount of money, a certain amount of assets, even if you don't have it at that time, you will always be focused on that. Why? Because you know what your portion is. So as an entrepreneur and business owner, you got to get focused on your portion of the market. So there's a certain portion of the marketplace that I need to focus on, because I know there's a certain place in the market, there's a certain demographic of people in the market that I can bring the most value to. So I'm not focusing on people that either don't want what I have, or they're not even the perfect client for what I have. So I'm talking about me. I'm using me as an example. I'm a business consultant. I'm a business coach. I'm a business trainer. I consult, coach, and educate people in real estate as well. But guess what? The value that I bring in business and in real estate ain't for everybody. Because there are some people who don't want or need what I have to offer as a business consultant. Maybe they don't want to learn about holding companies. Maybe they don't want to understand the engineering infrastructure of a business entity. Maybe they're not concerned about certain creative tax strategies or how to integrate some of the basic systems in a business. If that's not their thing, guess what? I'm not their guy. But there are people in the marketplace who want to learn about holding companies, who want to learn about asset management, who want to learn about creative tax strategies, who want to learn about integrating the basic systems and processes of their enterprise. And they are the people, okay, that I know I can bring value to. So that means those people make up my portion of the market. So I'm not concerning myself with who my competitors are, other gurus and internet people who are talking about the things that I'm talking about. So what? I'm not focusing on them. And guess what? The proof is in the pudding. Because as I mentioned at the introduction of today's show, I don't want to make it about me, but I'm just using me as an example. I've been on the internet heavy, creating content, sharing a lot of information. I've been on the internet heavy for about maybe 6 years. I really started heavily talking about finances and business and, all the things that I talk about for the past 6 years. That's it. Okay. Well, I don't get millions of views. I don't have millions of followers. There are some people who started after me who have millions of views and millions of followers. But I'm not gonna allow myself to get disappointed. I'm gonna continue to do what I do. At some point, I will reach the people that I'm supposed to reach as I continue to figure out how to do what I do better. That still doesn't negate the fact that there's a portion of the market that belongs to me. There is somebody who wants to hear what Ramon Preston has to say. And guess what? There's somebody who needs what you have. There's a certain value that you bring based on the products that you sell, based on the services that you provide. But guess what? You got to get focused, not on your competition. You got to get focused, not on how many views you're getting. You got to get focused, not on how many people ignoring you and how many people don't want to do business with you. And you got family members and friends that ain't paying attention to you. Don't focus on that. Focus on your portion of the market. There's a certain portion of this marketplace that need what I have to offer. And I have to focus on bringing value to those people, okay? So here's some secondary questions you can ask yourself regarding your portion of the market. Here's some secondary questions, okay? Number one, ask yourself this question. What's my one thing? What is the one thing that I know I can provide value on in the marketplace that no matter who likes it, who doesn't like it, who avoids it, who is attracted to it or not, this is the thing that I know I'm extraordinary at. I'm a beast at this. I'm an expert at this. What's that one thing? What is your one thing? Is it a product that you sell? Is it a service you provide? Is it motivation? Is it inspiration? Is it the techniques, the mechanics? What is it? What is your one thing? You need to ask yourself that question. And guess what? This ain't something that you might answer today and not ask yourself tomorrow. I promise you, every day I wake up, I'm asking myself, like, what is the thing that makes you you, Ramon? Like, what makes you you? And whatever that thing is that makes you you, Ramon, you need to focus on that thing. Because you ain't got to be what other people are. You ain't got to do what other people are doing. Like me and my son, he's my social media manager, my content creator. And me and him, we was on the phone over the weekend for about an hour and a half, just strategizing, talking about different things that we're doing on social media. My son wants me to have millions of followers, and he believes in the vision. I believe in the vision. But me and him were talking, and I was explaining to him, even though he knows this, but we were still having a conversation about who I am. I'm a preacher. I'm an apostle. I'm a pastor. My wife and I, we have a church. We've been ministers for over 20 years. We've been pastors. I pastored for 12 and a half years, resigned, became the apostle. My wife became the lead pastor for the last 5 years. But that means for the last 17 years, my wife and I have had a congregation, a church that we've been responsible for. So because I am a leader of a congregation, I'm not going to do what other people on social media who are in the business space might be okay doing. I'm not gonna just fit into the culture just because I'm a black guy who doing business, who on the internet. So what? I'm not gonna be like the other guys and gals are gonna be, because I'm a man of God. I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of principles. I'm a man of values. Doesn't mean that they're not. They might love God and be Christians or have faith, whatever, but they're not me. I'm just showing you, I have a portion. Most of the people that are attracted to my business, most of the clients that I work with as a consultant, as a coach, most of the students that come into my ecosystem, whether it's for business or ministry, most of them are people of faith. And most of them are attracted when they meet me or hear me or see me on the internet. They're initially attracted to the fact that I am a preacher talking about business, talking about wealth, demonstrating what it looks like to be a man of God, but yet get that bag, still have a hustle, being willing to get out here and grind with the big dogs. So guess what? That's who I am. I'm just using me as an example to show y'all I don't have it all figured out, but I'm going to stand 10 toes down on what I believe. So I ain't got to be out here cussing. I ain't got to be out here getting high, drinking, clubbing, rubbing shoulders with the people who do that, because that's not my thing. So what that means is I got to focus on my portion of the market. And my portion of the market might not be those kind of people. I've had people to tell me, because of how I present myself, I could come off a little lame. I'm glad to be a lame. I'm glad that I ain't the dude I used to be in my teenage years. I'm glad I'm not that guy, and I'm never going to be that guy. And if I'm not going to be appreciated and respected by somebody in the marketplace because of how I present myself, because of the integrity that I have as a preacher, preneur, because of the values and the views that I have regarding my wife, my children, my grandchildren, the members of my church, and my community, then I'm not going to do business with them. All I'm saying to you is your portion of the market is what you need to be focused on. So ask the question, what's your one thing? What is the one thing? I know that's one thing that I got that a lot of people who talking about business don't have. A lot of people who talking about real estate investing don't have. A lot of people who's talking about holding companies or tax strategies or creative financing, a lot of them don't have a church. A lot of them are not preachers and ministers of the gospel. A lot of them doing what they do, and they may need a preacher or a minister of the gospel to preach to them or teach to them. I'm both of them. So for me, that's a competitive advantage I have. That's my one thing. I'm always bringing that to the table. Okay, here's another question you want to ask yourself regarding your portion of the market. Who's your target? Who's your target? Everybody's not your target. Now, can you market and promote and run ads and throw the net out, and just sift and filter certain people into your funnel? Of course you can. But at the same time, you need to be clear on who's your target. As I said, my main target for what I talk about regarding holding companies, business strategies, real estate investing, my main target is entrepreneurs and small business owners, most of whom are people of faith or people who want to listen to a man of God or a man of faith who's talking about business. That's my target. So it doesn't mean I'm not going to do business with people who ain't saved. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do business. Listen, they could be a Satanist and do business with me to a certain extent. They ain't going to bring that all up in my life, but I'm just saying though, I can't stop a Satanist from going to my university platform, clicking a button, paying a fee to take my courses. I can't stop that, and I'm not going to stop it, because they're not building a friendly relationship with me. They want to do business with me. But my point is, they may be an entrepreneur. So I'm using these wild examples, but I'm just showing you I have to answer this question, who's my target? So my target is not about faith, because it could be a Satanist or atheist who's an entrepreneur who want to learn what I have, and they don't care about me talking about God and speaking in tongues and quoting scriptures, but they want to learn the business side of what I know. Okay, that's my target. It could be a Christian who speak in tongues, who quote scriptures, who go to church 7 days a week, but don't want to be an entrepreneur, don't want to get into real estate. Then they're not my target audience. You get what I'm saying? You need to ask that question and answer that question. Here's another question. Where are they? So once I figure out who's my target, where are these people? So this is why I always tell y'all, even if you don't get the recognition you think you deserve on the internet and on social media, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be out there regularly doing whatever you can do to get in front of the people who are your target audience. As I said, you can just go look at my social media pages. I put out tons of content. My son is a full-time content creator and social media manager for me. And we put out content all day, every day, not 24 hours a day, but 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We're always putting content out, and I'm live in the middle of a workday like I am now, and always is. We got thousands of videos, but guess what? Most of my views are like 20 views. I might get 50 views. Some videos might, go to a couple hundred or a couple thousand. Okay, it is what it is. I could be hurt about it. I could be offended about it, but it's my responsibility to know what my one thing is, to know who my target audience is. Watch this. Where they are, and to do what I need to do. The next question for this portion part is, how can I get their attention? It's my job to get out here and try to get your attention until I get the attention of that one person who says, you know what, I like this guy. What he's saying makes sense. I want to learn about holding companies. I want to learn about creative real estate. I want to learn about the tax strategies that he's talking about. I want to learn about how to engineer $1 million business, because obviously he's done this. So I want to just learn what he knows. Okay, once I get your attention, boom, we can do business. You got to do the same thing. So again, where's your focus? Number one, your focus needs to be on your portion of the market. You're not going to take what other people got, and ain't nobody going to take what you got. But you got to get out here and get it. And you got to take control over the narrative of what you know you're supposed to be adding value to in the market. All right? Number two, second thing or area you should be focusing on is your position of highest value. Your position. So I'm showing you as an entrepreneur and small business owner where your focus should be. Where should you be focusing your attention on? How should you focus on this? I'm showing you. You should focus on your portion of the market. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And you should focus on your position of highest value. Your position of highest value. Now, one of the big mistakes I've made, and I know a lot of entrepreneurs currently make, is they focus on their position inside of their business, but it's not a position of highest value, if you know what I mean. So, for example, I have a small business. There's only 5 of us that work for this company full time. Okay? Me, my wife, my son, and my other 2 team members. 5 of us, full-time employees. That's it. All right? We do everything. A lot of the things that we have going on in the real estate business, the speaking, the coaching, consulting, education, all these things that we're doing. We have a ministry, nonprofits. We got all these things going on, right? Okay, well, I'm at the helm of it. I'm at the head of it. So I have a lot of different positions within my company that I'm responsible for. But I've got to focus, I hope you catch this, I got to focus on the position of, this is what you need to focus on. The position of highest value. So let me give you an example. You are a creator. You are a thinker. You are a strategist. You're an artist. You're an inventor. All of those areas that I just mentioned are positions you might hold in your business. But are they positions of highest value? Well, guess what? If they're not making money, they're not positions of highest value. And I make this mistake all the time. I got to remind myself all the time that I cannot waste my time and focus on positions in my company that ain't making me no money. I got to remind myself of this every day because it's easy for me to get bogged down looking at my QuickBooks, my financials, looking at my administration, looking at my operational activities, all these things, and I'm missing opportunities to make money. So I'm going to give you a cheat sheet right now, just in case you're wondering, Ramon, what should be my position of highest value? Well, if I had to give you the most important positions in your company that are the highest value that you should be focusing almost all your attention on, I would say marketing and sales. And I have to remind myself of this every doggone day. I'm telling you, I just reminded myself about that this morning, which is probably why I'm talking about it on the show. So when I say marketing, what am I talking about? Well, bringing value. What I'm doing right now is what I love to do. I'm a teacher. I'm a preacherpreneur. I'm an educator. I'm a coach. I'm a consultant. I help business owners. I help entrepreneurs. I help people develop as leaders. This is what I do for a living. This is my life's calling. So guess what? I need to be doing this on social media like I always do. So that means no matter what I got going on in my business day, I got to stop what I'm doing. I got to cut the cameras on. I got to go live and I got to do what I know I'm portioned to do in the marketplace because this is my most important position and it brings the highest value. Because if I market enough, at some point, I'll get the attention of somebody who's going to click a link, respond to me and say, whew, I want to know more about what he's got. Okay? I just got to keep doing it and keep figuring out how to do it better. I'm trying to get better at marketing every day because I want to get more attention. I want to help more people. And of course, I want to make more money. So marketing and sales, that's top line activities. So your position of highest value as an entrepreneur and small business owner should be marketing and sales. Because if you're just stuck in a computer designing stuff, coming up with ideas, strategizing, I'm telling you, I've done that and I still make that mistake a lot of times. It ain't making you no money today. And you don't want to get to a point like I have many, many times where you wake up every day under pressure. And I still feel that pressure every day because I need to make money. So when I'm looking at my sales board and I'm like, oh my God, that number is not going up. I'm not making money. Guess what? I got to get off of the other things that I'm focusing my attention on. I got to get off of designing a website. I got to get off of looking at my KPIs all the time. I got to get off of administration and making sure my logos are right and my letterhead is right and all this customer service and some of this stuff I got to delegate to somebody else. I need to get on marketing and sales. I need to make some money. That's your position of highest value. Okay. So if you want to know what position is the highest value position in your business, I don't care what your business is. It should be marketing and sales. Because if I don't keep marketing and if I don't keep making money at some point, what's going to happen? I'm going to be out of business. And I don't want that for me. I don't want it for you. The third area you need to be focusing on. The third area is the area of your projections of performance and profits. Now, this is where you stay on top of your KPIs. Remember, I just mentioned to you, every time I look at my board, I have a sales board upstairs in this common area. I have a sales board in my training room. I have a sales board downstairs in my conference room. So no matter where I walk around at in my office, that sales board is reminding me that I need to focus on marketing and sales. I need to make money. That means I need to generate leads. That means I need to be clear and focused on what my portion is and what my value is in the marketplace. And I need to be sharing that value with everybody that I possibly can. And when I do that consistently, Then I focus on my projections. I want to make sure my key performance indicators are clear. I want to make sure that my performance is connecting to my profits and I can see the results. So that means I got to make sure me, whoever you got on your team, your virtual assistants, or whether it's just you. There was a time I was doing everything. It wasn't 5 of us. It was just me playing every role. And guess what? I had to focus on as much as I could. So you have to focus on your projections. What do I need to accomplish today in order to see results today? And what do I need to accomplish tomorrow? How many phone calls do I need to make? How many emails do I need to send out? How many text blasts do I need to send? How many posts do I need to put on social media? How many appointments do I need to have? How many conversations do I need to have? You got to look at this stuff over and over and over again. And I promise you this, because I'm an example to a lot of you who don't have the resources, who don't have the connections. Nobody's endorsing you, co-signing for you, giving you a hand up. I'm an example of that because I've never had that. I've always had to wake up every day, scrap it out, try to figure it out, and do the best that I can. So I know this is not easy. But if you're going to be an entrepreneur, a small business owner, a leader, if you want to be successful, if you want to be financially free, there's no easy route to get there. You got to wake up every day and you got to get focused on what is my portion? What value do I bring to this planet, and who needs what I have? Who's willing to listen to what I'm saying? And guess what? Where I go with my value, I have to be consistent, I have to be committed and creative to get as much attention as I can to make conversions. And I got to stay on top of my projections. I need to know what I'm doing in my performance and what money that performance is making all the time. Listen, if you have any questions, I would love for you to put the questions in the comments. If there's something that I said just in these 3 areas that you need to focus on that resonates with you, leave a comment. Please leave a comment. Let me know that what I'm saying to you is resonating, that it makes sense, okay? I would love to get some feedback from you. Carnell said, it's kind of like watching AI put the pieces to the puzzle together right in front of my eyes. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. So again, my question for today's discussion was, where's your focus? Where's your focus as an entrepreneur? Where's your focus as a business owner? Where your focus should be on your portion of the market. There's some place in the market. There is a demographic of people. There's a target group who needs the value that you bring from your products, from your services, from your intellect, whatever it is that you bring. There is a portion for you, and you need to stay focused on that. I know how it feels sometimes when you give it everything and it looks like nobody's responding, nobody's paying attention to you, nobody's giving you any feedback. I know how it feels. Like I say, you just look on social media, go to my pages. I got thousands of videos. I don't have viral videos yet. I don't have millions of followers. I don't even have hundreds of thousands of followers. I wish I did. I want it bad. I'm working every day to get it. But guess what? I can't stay focused on that. I just got to keep showing up every day, doing what I got to do until I break through. Because I got to be focused and clear on what my portion is. I know I have something to offer. I know this is what God called me to do. And you got to know that and stay focused on that. Secondly, you need to focus on your position of highest value. Don't get bogged down creating stuff. Don't get bogged down thinking and strategizing and hibernating yourself and waiting for the time that you get a breakthrough. It ain't gonna happen like that. Or waiting for the time that one of your videos go viral, or waiting for the time that the bank gives you a loan, or waiting for the time that you got enough money saved up that you can make a move. What if none of that happens? And a lot of us, we don't experience those big breaks. We don't get those things. We have to wake up every day and we got to grind it out and scrap it out. And when you, like me, have to get it that way, you got to know what your position of highest value is. So you need to know, as good as I am as a business consultant, as good as I am as a coach, as good as I think I am as a creative real estate investor, none of that means anything to my customers or clients or to people I want to do business with if I don't market myself, if I don't share content, if I don't give people value, if I don't keep showing up, making myself known. And when I do that, I have to be creative enough to make conversions so I can make enough money to pay my bills and to stay in business. And then once I continue to build on that, then I need to focus on my projections of performance and profits. I need to know my KPIs. How many phone calls do I need to make in order to get an appointment? How many emails? How many posts? How many hellos? How many doors do I need to knock? How many times do I need to wave my hand? How many posts do I need to put up before somebody responds and says, Ramon, I want to do business with you? This is how you get laser focused or refocus your lens as an entrepreneur and business owner. For all of you that are watching, just in case you missed the opportunity we extended to you last week on the show, I want to extend this opportunity to you again. In the description of this video, there's a link to a free business assessment workbook. This is a 17-page business coaching assessment that we provide to our students and clients who we work with on a day-to-day basis. So anytime I'm sitting down with a coaching client or client as a consultant, I walk them through a specific 5-step process that we have. There's certain things that I want to identify with to help that client. Well, we use this workbook as a guide for them to be clear on what we walked with them through. So when they get home, they can download this, they can look through it, and they can go back to remember what we told them they need to do. I'm extending this as an opportunity for you for free. It's a workbook. And once you click the link, download the free business coaching assessment workbook. If you have any questions about starting and structuring your holding company, your products, your services, your systems, processes, anything that you're working on in your business, if you have a question, we are extending an opportunity for you to jump on a strategy call so we can answer those questions. And all you have to do is text the word strategy to one of those 2 numbers right there. All right? So you need to screenshot that. Screenshot it. And again, click the link in the description. If you're watching right now on Instagram, of course, you're not looking at the description that those who are streaming are. You would have to go to the bio. So inside of my bio on Instagram, you'll find the link to the free business assessment workbook. But it's a business assessment workbook. It's made up of the 5-step process we use in our consulting and coaching business. This is what I walk my students and my clients and mentees through anytime I have one-on-one sessions with them. Of course, I can dig deeper into the weeds when I'm physically doing it, but it at least gives you an idea of how to assess your business, your goals, your financial projections, and what things you need to think about, what questions you need to ask yourself regarding your structure, your systems, your processes, your products, your prices, your services. And if you have any questions when you download it, reach out to us for a strategy call. The strategy call is free, by the way. All you have to do is text strategy. When you text strategy to one of those numbers, my team already knows you're responding to a video that we just posted. And they're going to reach back out to you. Whatever questions you have, we'll answer. Whatever information and direction you need, we'll offer that to you. And maybe, just maybe, you're someone who says, you know what? I want to go to the next level. I don't just want what you're showing me and sharing with me on YouTube or social media. I don't just want a free workbook. I actually want a one-on-one sit down with you. I actually want to join your educational program to learn how to engineer $1 million company. Maybe you want to be a part of our mentorship program, but that's not for the discussion today. You could take advantage of that opportunity. click the link in the description, text strategy to one of those numbers, and we'll be more than happy to provide any more information to you. Listen, I appreciate all of you for joining the show today. Again, it's Monday, June the 10th, 2024. I'm always excited about sharing more information with you. We will be back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon, Eastern Standard Time, right here from the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta, live on the Ramon Preston Show. So until tomorrow, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, leave a comment, and be sure to download your free business assessment workbook. I'll see you tomorrow. Have an amazing day.